on, guys? Jared with 701 Arms on our road to SHOT Show 2026. Now, these videos are going to be short, maybe a little longer depending on the day, talking about the states that we're driving through. Yes, we are driving through to Las Vegas from North Dakota. About an 18-and-a-half-hour drive or so. We've made this trip before. It's a little bit long, but there's a lot of pretty things to see. But basically, these videos are going to be talking about some of the announcements that have already been made about brands before SHOT Show, and it's going to be broken down into the states that we drive through, like, of course, South Dakota and Wyoming. Those are the two that we spent the most time through the last day and a half here, I guess, starting in South Dakota, hitting a little bit of weather, as a lot of people in North Dakota have seen today with some school closings and road closings and stuff like that. That being said, in South Dakota, we want to talk about a brand called Black Hills Ammunition. A lot of people are familiar with them, some of you not. Black Hills Ammunition fills some government contracts. They also provide a lot of police officers with their ammunition, but they do have a consumer brand of ammunition as well. You'll see it out and about. They do a lot of orders. We're looking to maybe eventually do some stuff with them. Right now, not really a brand that we carry, but I do think they're doing great things. I love what they're doing in the consumer market and, of course, the law enforcement and military markets. That being said, now I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on South Dakota because if you're from North Dakota, you probably know a few things about what's going on in the firearm industry in South Dakota. That being said, I want to move on to Wyoming. Now, the roads were terrible last night. We had to stop actually a little sooner. We stayed in Casper, Wyoming. There were parts of interstate that we were going 40 miles an hour on or less, but we made it through that and had a little bit better sailing today going through central and western Wyoming. That being said, we need to talk about Wyoming because there's some businesses that have moved there. There's been some businesses that have made some big announcements. We're not going to see a lot of huge announcements, I don't think, before SHOT Show, but one brand in particular has. We'll kind of save them for last. I want to talk about Magpul. Magpul actually has, in the recent years, actually moved their business there, and leading up to SHOT Show, they've announced some new colors. Yes, their new color that they have, I actually got to look it up because I'm not super familiar with it yet because we haven't talked a whole lot about it. They have their new modified Coyote Brown. Yes, they're doing new colors in some of their mags and stuff. It's very cool. They've got a lot of cool new things that you can check out. But Magpul bringing their business to Cheyenne, Wyoming, and doing good things. Like I said, Wyoming, big business for the gun industry. There's a lot of great brands there. One that you might know and love, we'll touch on in a minute, is Weatherby. Weatherby has done a lot. That's who we're going to talk about. But one brand I want to touch on in particular, and actually apologize to these guys because we were going to tour with them, have a sit-down meeting, but the weather just didn't actually make it work out. We had to kind of change our plans of how we were going to do things. We're going to give you an exclusive look at them. Was Bighorn Armory. These guys are out of Cody, Wyoming. And if you know me, you know I love a good lever gun. I really do. That's why you see us push Henry's. Henry puts out great things. And I'll tell you this, different things. Bighorn Armory actually produces custom lever actions for you. They got custom lever actions. They're doing great things. They've got the big bore market prediction. If you haven't went and read this, go check them out. They're on social media. Bighorn Armory out of Cody, Wyoming. They actually have a big bore market prediction of what's going to happen, and I think we're already seeing it where a lot of people are buying lever guns. Lever guns have gotten super popular. That's not the only thing that they do. They even have an AR line. Like I said, they do customs. They kind of have some high-end stuff. We look forward to partnering with them. We do. So keep an eye out for that in the coming weeks and months of things that we'll bring you with those guys. We've been in conversation with them here the last couple weeks, but I think they're doing great things. As a lever fan, I'm loving what I'm seeing out of their camp. That being said, let's get to one of the biggest ones in Wyoming. Weatherby. Weatherby, based out of Sheridan, Wyoming, another company that we were going to go stop by and visit on our way to SHOT Show, kind of go a little bit out of the way, and the weather just prevented that today. Like it just didn't happen. Unfortunately, they have had some very big announcements leading up to SHOT Show. You figure big brands like Weatherby kind of hold off on that. They did not. They actually have announced not only a new caliber, the 25 RPM, which we talked about in kind of depth with our friends at Guns in the 701. 701 Arms, we carry some Weatherby. I'm a big fan of their rifles. I think they do a great job with them. They've got a lot of great features in them. But now, this is kind of, if you are someone who goes and hunts out in Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, goes out in the mountains, you know that every ounce matters. And they actually now have announced a very cool gun if you're a backpack hunter, the lightest production bolt action rifle ever. This thing is going to be awesome. They start at 4 pounds. They're calling it the Mark V Backcountry Capora. This thing's cool. I don't know much about it. They actually did a video. You can go check it out. We shared it here just a couple days ago. I don't know much about it other than what they announced. I don't know any more than you guys do. The other thing that they did, that 25 RPM, they've got a lot of cool things coming. What's cool about, I think personally, about that new Mark V backcountry that they put out, that's not only super light, but also it has a double spiral fluted barrel. So it's kind of got like this like double helix thing going on. So that's kind of cool. But great things coming out of Weatherby. I'm wondering if they don't have any more out their sleeve that they're going to announce at SHOT Show. That's going to be a lot of what we see in the big brands. They're going to pull out a rabbit out of their hat, I think, leading up to SHOT Show. I think we got a lot to come. But those are 3 brands that I want you to kind of know about. Of course, we can hook it up with any of those brands, Weatherby, Bighorn Armory, and of course, Magpul. If you were looking for something, hit us up. Black Hills Ammunition, if you're looking for them, man, we can hook it up too. We can get in touch with those guys. If you're looking for something, just let us know. That being said, we are on the road to SHOT Show. Stay in touch with us. Follow us on social media at 701 Arms on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. Also, find us at 701arms.com. We're going to do some more of these videos leading up to it. I'm really excited for Utah because, there's some big brands in Utah. Christensen, Browning. So stay tuned to that tomorrow. We're going to be doing these one a day as we lead up into SHOT Show, talking about these brands, and also keep an eye out on some great deals. So follow with us on the road to SHOT Show with 701 Arms.